Hi, I'm Kelly Nascimento, and I am back again with some more anti-MLM content, shall we say. Yes, I am still a part of Usborne Books and More, a multi-level marketing company, but I have been enjoying and consuming anti-MLM content for a long time. Like, I don't even know, maybe a year, 6 months I really think at least a year. And I'm just going to explain real quick that over time I've kind of evolved the way that I do things as a book consultant and as a leader of a team to be sure that the things that I'm like seeing done that I disagree with in network marketing, like to make sure that I am not doing those things and I feel like I am working with integrity. Now, I am at the point where I have been posting content on YouTube for quite a while. I love filming and creating content for YouTube, and I want to start creating some content that I personally also enjoy consuming. So I think it's about time that we talk about some things. All right, so get ready because you are about to see some receipts. I'm going to show you how I was recruited into the first MLM I was a part of, which is Team Beachbody. And let's see, I was recruited, well, you'll see, but it was in, I think, 2014, pretty much right after I got out of grad school when I was working as a live-in nanny. I'm also going to expose myself a little bit because while I was checking this Facebook message from when I signed up as a coach, I kept reading my conversation with my sponsor of, me kind of getting things rolling for myself, starting my business, and I'm ashamed at some of the things that I said and thought. So let's get started, shall we? All right, so as you can see, my friend, she was my friend from college. We were both vocalists in college, I think, for a little bit at the same time. Let me think. Yeah, I think like we were kind of both in choir or something. I think that's how we met each other. But so we knew each other in college, and I don't remember what happened before this part of the conversation, but we were in college together like 2005 to 2008-ish. I think she's like a year younger than me, so 2006, 7, 8. And I would assume we maybe had touched base kind of randomly in the years after that. So here you can see she reaches out to me, just kind of starting conversation. You'll see where this goes, but if you watch anti-MLM stuff or you've been in an MLM, you know that network marketers are taught to connect with people regularly, maybe daily, reach out to people, start conversations, and you'll see in my conversations with her too, we're taught to like and comment on people's posts, find things in common, just start a chat, and then at some point, naturally find a way to talk about your MLM. So, man, I really made it easy for her too. So we're talking about my nanny job, and then she asks about my religion because at this point I was baptized, I was like converted to a new religion in February of this year. So I had been a member for about, looks like 9 months at this point, and I had posted, like I was really into social media at the time, just I don't know, because I was like 26 and, back then that was the thing, Facebook. So I posted a lot about it, and she said, let's see, actually, let me go to the next screenshot. So she says, I've hit a turning point where I feel I may be missing something, not having a strong faith in my life. She also continues to ask about nannying, she asks about dating, whatever. But, I'm hilariously excited to share my faith with her. So I actually offer to talk about it. I'm talking, and of course she's like, yeah, tell me all about it. Let's keep talking, right? So the conversation continues. Okay, she's putting in the time here. She's really sharing some personal things. She's asking real actual questions, she's really given this some thought, and I'm giving her details, okay? I'm telling her how to get hooked up in her area, checking out the church or whatever. So I feel like we're really having this conversation, and she reached out to me to talk about religion, right? Well, not for long. because then I gave her an in. I literally brought up working out myself, okay? So then she talks about budgeting and money, and I'm looking at the convo and I'm not sure when I brought that up or what I said, but anyway, we're talking about like finances and budgeting or whatever. So then I say, can you just move here so we can work out together and budget together? LOL. And she said, oh, have you been working out too? Here we go. Here we go. So I said, I'm bad at being consistent, and she already plants the seed of being a coach. She said, I struggled with being consistent too, and that's why I got into coaching. So she's already hitting one of my struggles, one of my pain points, and telling me why coaching would be a great solution for me, right? And of course, I don't see it. I'm still thinking we're just having a conversation. She mentions her accountability group, and she's talking about being a coach and what she does. I talk a little bit about what I'm doing for workouts, and she kind of starts leading me into a conversation about Beachbody. So I, of course, bring up that I have a couple of Beachbody programs. This is back when they still had DVD programs, and I had a couple. Don't remember how I got them, but I had a couple. Yeah, so I'm still kind of talking about church, and she said, thanks for the info. I definitely have my own soul searching and researching to do, but that definitely helps. Now, let me tell you, that message right there is the last message I ever received from her about religion, faith, my church, her church, all of it, okay? Because she had her in already. I mentioned working out. Now we're just talking about working out and Beachbody and Shakeology, and that's it. Never ever since 2014 did we talk about religion ever again. So now, looking back, she asked so many legit questions. I still wonder, was that conversation genuine? Or I feel like it was half genuine, right? Yes, it was a relatable thing. It was a connection that maybe she had a genuine interest in, but ultimately, and this is really the problem with the way that network marketers run their businesses, and how they're taught by their MLM to do things, is that every connection is a potential sale. Every person you know is a potential sale, a potential recruit. And that's exactly what this conversation shows, I think. Now she does the invite. So I feel like that was pretty quick. She goes in for the invite, asking if I want to join her accountability group. And then she asks if I have a coach. And you guys, with no hesitation whatsoever, she asks to be my coach if I would switch to her. She doesn't know the other person. I don't even know, does she know how I know them? I'm not sure if that was a part of another conversation, but it sounded like she didn't know. So I don't think oh wait, we all went to the same college, so maybe she did know her. But either way, without hesitation, just switches me to her, just steals me from the coach that I was with before. No questions asked, no conversation about it, just says, hey, I can help you. You want to switch to me? And we've made this kind of connection in this conversation. And so I feel comfortable really just being okay, yeah, I haven't had success yet, so that sounds great. Okay, here we go. So she says, oh, I'm so glad we've reconnected. I'm oh, me too. This has been so great. Of course she's glad we reconnected. That's the goal. I can't tell you how many times I was told to Facebook friends, the people you went to high school with, reconnect, and then, try to sell them something. Okay, so she switches me to her. She's my coach now. And then she asks about Shakeology. So she checked my order history to see if I had ordered Shakeology. And I tell her I bought it on eBay because it was cheaper. And I didn't want to do the automatic order, the auto ship. I didn't want to do that because I wasn't drinking it every single day. And she's talking about how to how you can go into the website and push back your shipping date and still get the $2 discounted shipping when you're on auto ship. I'm assuming they still do that. I do actually still order pre-workout from them, so I think that's still a thing. And I just said, sorry, eBay's cheaper than Beachbody. And of course she's like, it's okay. I would just be careful with who you buy from on eBay because it's not guaranteed anymore that way. And I know what she's thinking here because I was a coach for, I think it was 3.5 years I was a coach. Yeah. Almost 4 years. It's like you're just trying to like be nice, but really you're like, oh, that's so annoying. I just want them to buy it from me because then I make the money, you know? And that's kind of the like catch-22, I guess you could say, because you spend so much of your time like for no income in the hopes that it'll like pay off eventually. So in this case, I think it probably did pay off because I was a very active coach and I rank advanced a few times. So I'm sure I monetarily benefited my coach quite a bit, but like I wasn't buying Shakeology from her. I already had the workouts, and she just kind of keeps the relationship going, and she gets me into her accountability group. She's checking in on me and messages and all that in the hopes that at some point I will purchase from her so she can earn a commission, or she can get me to sign up as a coach so she can make money off of me that way. I remember running free groups all the time just to kind of get people interested. So you're offering free, you're offering giveaways, you're giving of your time in hopes of money. And in MLMs, at least in my experience, they teach you to do that. Like the sacrifice now will pay off later. And so you just keep doing it, even if you're not seeing it in your paycheck. Okay, so she was just making sure I was stocked. Thanks a bunch. Really, she's probably just trying to figure out how and when she could get me to buy it from her, but that's fine. I don't blame her for wanting to make money, okay? That's not my issue here. It's really just the whole kind of deceitfulness of the whole thing, of the whole conversation. So we first reconnected in November 2014. Now we're all the way in like almost mid 2015, so we're a while later. I skipped a bunch of the convo, like kind of I think around New Year time or whatever it was, where she was just kind of checking in on me like, hey, you kind of like fell off the wagon. I'm like, yeah, you know, my typical self. Like I said, I wasn't consistent. And so she got me in like another challenge group and all that. And looks like here we're kind of touching base again. And I, again, make this very easy for her. I say, once I can do a successful month with some actual goals reached, instead of falling off the wagon every other day, I want to look into becoming a coach. So she had planted the seed about being a coach a while ago, and now I'm like thinking about it, but I say that I want to like see some results and reach some goals before I actually, you know, start helping other people. And she said, oh yeah, I was totally gonna talk to you about being a coach because your posting is so awesome, like in her accountability group. And I wondered if people came to you asking for help or what you're up to. I think you'd be a great coach. That's definitely a recruiting tactic to come up. You'll see me use it later on. Come up with some reason why you think they would be a great coach. And I even did a training on this. I'll have to look at it and see if I should do a YouTube video on it. But when I was coach, I did a training for my team on like challengers to coaches, how like you can turn your accountability group, like your challengers, into a coach on your team. So of course, this is exactly what she's doing. Like first, okay, let's get her into the accountability group. Yeah, I'm not making money off of her now, but I bet eventually I can get her to be a coach. She posts on social media, whatever. So yeah, obviously it worked. So I said, some people have asked, but I have no results yet. So I think that would help me in being a coach, which yeah, getting results for yourself would probably help someone be a better coach, but not according to her. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I could totally do it. I just need to kind of get a handle on myself, my own journey. That's what I said. And she said, I feel being a coach totally strengthens the journey too. And I said, yeah, I know you're definitely right. I just haven't been consistent enough to say, here is how Beachbody has improved my life to anyone else. She said, some of being a coach is being vulnerable and saying, hey, I really want to change, so I'm going to use Beachbody and I'd love for you to join me too. This is an issue, okay? Like, prime example here, like, sure, I could help people, like I could be their kind of accountability coach, you know, and maybe give some like motivation, but like really I didn't have any clue what I was talking about. And Team Beachbody always said, like, you know, they had like experts develop these programs or whatever, and it's just our job to help people use them or whatever. But you know, I hadn't even had successes in my own health and fitness journey. I had literally no certifications or credentials, no training, education, experience, or whatever with any of it. And I'm being told that I would be a great coach. Okay, so I just say, I get that. I'll definitely have a ways to go even after July. So like, ooh, maybe that actually does make sense and is a good idea. She said, I think somewhere in the middle of your journey would be a great time to be a coach. And I said, sounds great. She said, thumbs up. So about a month, not even a month, about a month later, I say, okay, what's the deal with Beachbody On Demand? I'd probably like seen people post about it. I don't know. It must have been new at this point because like I said, before that they had DVD programs. And I know for a while they had both. Now they just have BOD. So I said, how much is it and how do you get it? Like, it's so funny. She never even had to come to me about anything. I went to her about everything. Funny you should ask. I was just about to message you about it. Just like the coaching. Oh yeah, I was going to ask you that. So I wanted to share this because I'm asking about now Beachbody On Demand came with a free trial with the challenge pack that I bought. Apparently I didn't see the message where I bought that, or maybe I just didn't save it, but I had bought a challenge pack, which is like usually between like $140 and $160. It could also be higher than that, but that's like the base. And it comes with usually a supplement, which at the time was Shakeology. Now you can get like the pre-workout and recover with it, or I don't know what they all are. And you get your like workout program. So at this time, you would get a 30-day free trial of the Beachbody On Demand. She let me know that they would charge me. So that was nice that she said that. And I said, okay, so now is Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology on auto renew? I seriously like could not keep track. And she said yes. And I was like, maybe I should just become a discount coach now. Yeah, probably, so I could like save on the shakes and stuff. When I asked her like if I should apprentice now, that meant posting a little bit in her accountability group to like start learning how to run an accountability group. So she said yes. And here she mentions she sent a video explaining the $40. So I don't know if they still do this. I'm assuming, I don't know if they do or not. I have no idea. I have no assumption. But at the time, like if you had bought a challenge pack in the past, I don't know like how long that lasted, but if you had just bought one or whatever, and then you sign up as a coach instead of doing it all at the same time, you could get like $40 back, like the 25% commission rate basically. So it looks like she must have told me about that before, sent me a video that explains it. So I kind of already knew that because I bought a challenge pack, I could sign up as a coach and get that $40 back. So I was like, yeah, let's just do it before I like get charged for stuff again. So that way I have the 25% off of them, which if you didn't know, Team Beachbody and all MLMs have some sort of fee to like stay active. And they say it basically covers like marketing, warehouse, shipping expenses and all that. Beachbody's was, I don't know if it still is, but it was $15.95 plus tax. So mine was like 17 something. So really that 25% that you would save on like your auto ship of Shakeology, it didn't, I mean, you save a little bit. It didn't like break even or anything, but you definitely didn't end up saving the full 25% because you're paying that $15.95 plus tax fee every month. So, you know, just saying. All right, so she's talking to me about how the apprenticing works, and she's talking about their Smart Start group, which is like their team training. So some MLMs, I believe, they have all of their training from corporate. A lot have some training from corporate, but then also like leaders in the MLM are supposed to give training to teams, and a lot of leaders, I think, even if they don't have to, they choose to do their own training because they just want to like tell their teams what they want to tell them. I don't know. I don't know why. I have my own training for Usborne Books and More, but recently I've tried to really utilize most of corporate's training because time efficiency, okay? Okay, so then you can see she says, what time are we signing up tonight? And this is a recruiting tactic, probably like a sales tactic where you like set the appointment, right? You like give them some accountability, hold them to it. You always set the next meeting date. Set a time, a day for the next conversation. I've heard this from several MLMs. So that's what she did. She set a time for me to sign up as a coach, to hold me to it and make sure that I didn't just change my mind, I guess. So that night we set a date to get me signed up as a Beachbody coach.